Welcome back from that break. And still talking security, banditry and insurgency and possible ways to tackle insurgency and insecurity in Nigeria. I'm being joined by Dr. Nwachukwu, who is the former presidential aspirant of the People Democratic Party, the PDP, the last 2023 general election. He joins me via Zoom through USA, United States of America. If you can hear me, Dr. Anakwenze, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Very well then. Thank you so much for joining us on the program this evening. We really do appreciate your time.
Thank you.
All right, first and foremost, how would you, in your own assessment, how would you define national security in the current context of our nation?
I will start with my preamble. What we want for Nigeria is democracy, freedom for all in Nigeria and Africa. We want a Nigeria where the various ethnic groups feel they have a stake in the future of the country. We envision Nigeria where leadership is based on merit and hard work, fairness, and accountability. We want a Nigeria where diversity, where equity, fairness, justice is a guiding principle. We want a Nigeria where diversity is seen as a strength instead of weakness. So basically that, in terms of security, the security in Nigeria now is very poor.
Okay.
It's very porous and it's very troubling to everybody in the country that people can just walk into the bush and kill farmers who are just there trying to farm and to eat and feed their children. It's very troubling that people can go into towns and massacre 60 people and everybody acts like it's nothing. It's very troubling that a farmer will be defending his farm, a cow come and eat his corn and yam and cassava, and when after that they try to kill him, then he defends himself by killing the person who's trying to kill him, and they put him in prison, and they say he will be killed in the court. That's evil. All these are very troubling in a country where, it's against the law to carry AK-47, but Fulani herdsmen are carrying it and going around inside the bush without the permission of the town, or the king, or the president, or the people leading the town, and entering the bush without permission, and harassing women and children and killing them. That's totally unacceptable. We depend on the food, the yam, the corn, the maize. They depend on that to eat. Nigeria depend on that to eat so they don't starve to death. The farmers need that to pay their medical bills. They need it to pay for their school fees of their children. They need it for transportation. You cannot go into somebody's farm with cows and eat up their cash crop, and you think it's known. And then you try to kill them. Anybody who goes into somebody's farm and eats their cash crop, that cow should be eaten by the farmer.
Okay, let me come in here. You talked about AK-47, and this is one question that a lot of Nigerians have asked over time. Who supplies these bandits, these arms?
It might come from neighboring countries. They might buy it from the people in the military or police illegally. But I think most of them come from surrounding countries because of the warfare and crisis they have. Either way, they don't have right to carry AK-47 in Nigeria. And if they are allowed to carry AK-47 in Nigeria, every Nigerian have right to have AK-47 to protect themselves.
But do you think that is advisable? Don't you think it will become more threatening and harmful to the people if there should be a law that permits individuals to go around with arms in order to protect themselves? We are quite aware that perhaps the federal government or the government is not doing enough, but don't you think it will be more harmful if it should be legalized for people to go about with arms?
It is not. That shouldn't be any problem. If you want to stop it, you need to do everything to stop the herdsmen from carrying AK-47. Once you allow them to, then people have right to defend themselves. All over the world, if you go into somebody's house to rob them, they will shoot you. Same in Nigeria. Is it okay that 60 people every week are killed in villages? Is that okay with you? Women raped? Is that okay with you? It's not.
Nobody is. I'm
So
not trying
you
to.
have
I'm not
to
trying to
prepare.
confess whether it's okay or not. Certainly, it's not okay. But what I'm trying to say, or what the base of argument here is, because before now there've been a motion, or rather a bill, sponsored by a Delta senator to enable individuals carry arm to be able to defend themselves. But arms, if you look at it from the other perspective, don't you think it would be more harmful, and it might get porous?
What I'm for is for vigilantes to be developed in all the villages, supervised by the police, DSS, and army. That's what I'm for. I'm not really for individuals to carry that. But if you can't stop somebody with AK-47 killing them, then they have right to defend themselves. What I'm for is for all towns that have structure, king, president general, and then people, elected officials in the villages with structure to be adequately armed to protect themselves. That's what I'm for. But if the government can't stop people with AK-47, then our people shouldn't be dying because the government is not doing their job. So I want all towns to prepare themselves, be adequately armed to protect themselves, to women and children. That's what I'm for. The farmers' land should be respected, while the cow people, the herdsmen, I'm not against herdsmen, but they don't have right to terrorize the farmers, kill them, and rape them, and murder them, and they lay them down like 70 people on the ground. They don't have such right, and I'm winning a warning that that must come to an immediate end and stop.
All right, now, in your own understanding, what do you think are the major security challenges? What do you think that has fueled insecurity in recent time? Because over times, we've seen that it keeps getting worse every day. So by 1 minute we think we are over it, and the next minute it's being filled up. What do you think are those particular things that has generated or fueled the insecurity in the nation?
You know, some of the insecurity comes from armed group politically, like even armed group like Boko Haram, looking for political solution to their wishes. That's one side. You have local banditry, the local people that kidnap people, you have that. But the worst is the Fulani herdsmen terrorist that's going around. You don't need AK-47 to protect a cow. We are not against cow, but you need to respect the farmers with the land. And you don't have right to murder them. You don't have right to come and just go into somebody's land, farm, without permission. We're not against farm. That's why I had talked before about railways needs to be constructed throughout every state capital so the cows can come from the north, and by morning they are in the city or the capitals where they'll be eating. We are not against cow, but I cannot support you killing anybody. Life is precious in everywhere in the world, and a black man's life is not cheaper. So that, you know, those are the things. You have banditry, local banditries, we can deal with that. Our local village people, they tell us who are the bandits, who are the kidnappers. We know how to deal with them. We come there with joint task force and we destroy their building and we have them arrested. We do that. So that's not the problem. People coming with AK-47 is the problem, and I'm saying that must stop. And people's lives should not be wasted because of people who are here without permission. They're not even from this country.
Okay, according to data, Nigerian government has spent over 19 trillion naira between the year 2015 to 2023. But it doesn't seem like we're making any progress as a nation when it comes to insecurity, kidnapping, and banditry, especially when we look at it from the northeast. So people barely go to sleep with their eyes closed. Would you say the current government strategy in addressing insecurity isn't efficient?
First of all, the army and the police have well trained with drones and helicopters, but that's not enough. Every village needs to be trained and equipped with men who are up day and night looking for anybody who is an intruder. If you're sitting down in your village and you're waiting for the police to come from Abuja or from the state capital, you're wasting your time. All of you will be dead. You know, we want to work with the police, the villagers. These vigilantes should work with the police and security and DSS. We want that. But if you're waiting for them, you will be dead. All your people will be dead. And when they come, they're just going to be counting bodies that will be buried. So you have to start immediately, have good surveillance, have good preparation to know if you have any terror coming in, react immediately, all the men come out prepared to defend the town. And then you call the police for them to come and join. That's the best thing. What they're doing now is a failure, and it will continue to be a failure. If you're just depending on federal police, it's not going to work. You need state police, and you need security for each village that's well organized and well trained, working with the police and the DSS and the army. That's what I'm calling for.
So your support of state policing?
Yes, I do. In America, you don't have federal policing coming to be taking care of things that's happening right here in a small town. You have state, they have local government police in America. State police and local government police, close to the people. But you have to, the best intelligence is from the people who live there. They know who are the bandits and the criminals, and they know when something is going wrong. And I'm not for sitting down and begging, oh God, help me, don't kill me. I'm not for that. You have to meet force with force. And if they come in for good business, peaceful business, we will work with them. But if they are coming to kill somebody, think they are going to take somebody's land, they will not go back alive. Nobody have right to come and take over any Nigerian people's land, community land that they've had for centuries and centuries. Nobody have such right. Nobody have right to think you can just come from another country and come and take over somebody's land. We will not allow that. We will fight back, and that's what I'm telling you.
Okay, there's been this debate around state policing, especially in the National Assembly. Some people have argued that at the end of the day, the state governors or state governments might be using or might use them to their own advantage. What is your own opinion in that regard?
I mean, the federal leadership can use the federal police for their own advantage. So that doesn't make any sense. You have state policing, but they will have to be supervised from federal. If they are doing something wrong, the federal people will intervene and correct it, or law, or go to court. You know, the federal leaders can abuse federal police, as well as local leaders can abuse local police. But that's not the reason not to have it. You just have to have check and balance. And if they're doing something wrong, you have the court that should rule, and you should have the federal police that can intervene. That's how it's done, the FBI in America. That's how it's done.
Okay, I want to get, are you worried about the 19 trillion naira that has been spent in the year 2015 to 2023 on insecurity, yet we can't see any end result? Or would you rather say that the government isn't funding the military enough?
What is important is the thinking. You have people who don't have brain to think, that are just running money down the gutter. You need to think, what will work? I told you, you need to start from local. The local people want to defend their land. They want to defend women and children. They are not going to let somebody come and terrorize them. The strategy is the problem. They're just pouring money down the gutter, and it's just flowing away. They need to start with each town, work with the local people, the king, the chiefs of each town. Each town want to secure their town. They don't want their wife and children killed or raped. Start with that, and then work backwards. Then local government police, then state police, then federal. That's how it will work. Not just pouring money down there. You have all these cheap politicians who are just chop politicians. They will chop the money, and the money will not get to where it's supposed to go to.
Okay, so what do you make out of the emergence of various insurgents group? We've always known that Boko Haram have been there before now, but recently data revealed that there have been some other, like the Lakrawas and the Jihad, amongst others. And it has been argued that most of these insurgents are able to infiltrate the country through the neighboring borders. But the question around this is, how porous do you think, or would you say, the Nigerian borders are?
I think it's 100% porous. I don't even think there is anything like a border. They can cross at will, and all those countries have a lot of guns from all the different world warfare, but they don't have a right to come to Nigeria. I heard they have been invited by some people to come and join their tribe here in Nigeria and help them have more majority. I heard they have been sponsored by politicians here. That's why I'm telling you the solution.
Oh, so you're saying that the insecurity is majorly politicized.
Yes, they're sponsored by politicians here who want to gain advantage by bringing people. They also want to increase their population. I don't have to name the tribes. They are small, but they want larger number. So they're telling people to come to Nigeria to settle, that God gave them Nigeria. God didn't give anybody Nigeria. Nigeria belongs to Nigerian people. And we've been living here for a long time, and we're indigenous people. Nobody can come from outside and take any part of our land. I'm guaranteeing you that. Anybody that comes to take our land and kill our people will not go back alive. And anybody that eats the food of the farmer, those farms, cows will be eaten. That's it. You have to fight back. It's like that all over the world. Do you think America is a big world power by keeping quiet and not arming themselves? America is armed to the teeth, and they are preparing for any threat. And then if they don't see threat, they might go after looking for them. If a weak man is attacked and beaten, if you're strong, your enemies stay away. People who want to take what you have will stay away if you're strong. We have to be strong. Where I'm from, we have vigilante at the state level, we have vigilante at the local government level, we have vigilante at this village level. We are well organized. In my village, we have 150 men that are well equipped with vehicles and different vehicles and motorcycles going around the town all day, and at night it's about 50 people stay up looking for a problem. That's where I'm coming from. They are sponsored by some smallest part comes from the government, state government, but majority part is businessmen from those places, successful from those places, sponsor them. We pay them salary, like a lot of them get 40,000 naira a month. Some of them are getting 100,000 a month, but most of them 40,000. That's all we can get paid for. Most of they're asking for, they say low, what do you call it, the minimum wage. They're telling us about minimum wage. They're talking about 70, 100,000. We are paying for it. If a businessman wants not to be afraid of to be in business or sleep, he needs to pay for it. You shouldn't be waiting for government. You shouldn't be waiting for government to protect you. Whatever they can bring is okay. You shouldn't be waiting for police to come from Abuja or from Lagos. You need to have something there. You need to sponsor it. Local people, business people need to pay for the security. Whatever you get from the state is okay. I don't even think you get anything for the federal.
All right.
We're not against the police or the army. We want to work with them, but we don't want our people dying anymore.
All right. What role do you think technology would play in addressing or tackling insecurity? But then, I want to ask two more questions, and you should take them at the same time. You ran for the office of the president in the last election under the People Democratic Party. If you were to be in the office of Mr. President today, how best would you address insecurity? Because we don't just get to talk about the problem. Like the white man say, we use 99% of our time to talk about the problem and just 1% to talk about the solution. Now, profiling a solution, if you were to be the president or in the office of the president, how best would you have addressed insecurity?
First of all, the military, the police, they need to be well trained, well equipped. They are not well trained, they are not well equipped, and they are demoralized. They are not paid well. If you see what they pay the police is very tiny. A lot of them sleep. I see they'll sleep on the floor. They don't have a toilet or where they can take shower. I see where they live. They don't have toilet. They sleep on the floor. They are not well paid. That's if they're well paid, they're not going to be taking bribe, and they'll be motivated. We need to pay them, the military and the police, very well because of our security. And,
but how well, when you say very well, how well do you think the military or the police should be paid?
I don't have the exact salary range, but I'm saying it's from the Nigerian context, very well paid, so that they are not hungry. They can train enough money to train their children in school, enough money for them to go and buy food and come back, enough money for them to go to hospital bill. That's what I'm talking about. I don't know about your salary scales, but it's money, like more than average, like more than whatever the average person earns in Nigeria, like more than average of that is what I'm talking about. That needs to be happening. We need to, our police, in America, the police have cars and they have gadget equipment for receiving information right away. They have helicopters that can come on top of the criminals immediately. You use drone to fight them, and you attack them, and you shoot and kill them. You shouldn't feel sorry for the terrorists. I told you about
last year. I don't know if you are
farmers.
aware of what happened in one of the northern states. Still talking about using drone, where innocent civilians were harmed and attacked. Some even died in the process of the Air Force trying to use drones to dictate some insurgency. But then I would ask again, do you think Nigeria has gotten to that level where we can tackle or use technology to be able to deal with insecurity?
Yes, we are more than enough prepared. Nigerian person is more intelligent, very intelligent as Chinese, Europeans, Americans. And Nigerian people, all these young people are very intelligent. It's just leadership that's bad in Nigeria. Our Nigerian people are very intelligent. They can learn very fast. So, no, drone is commonly used all over the world. Everybody uses drone. We are more intelligent than other people. We can use drone. That they attack the local people means they are not well trained. It means more better training. That's all it means.
Okay.
But that's how they fight. That's how Chinese fight. That's how American fight. That's how Russians fight. So we have to do the same. We're as intelligent or more intelligent than them.
All right, let's move away from insecurity. And ahead of the 2027 election, we can see political moves are already happening. Political parties are beginning to heat up and warm up in preparation for 2027 general election. And in your own view, firstly, I want to understand, are you still willing, or do you still have the interest of running for the seat of the president again? And looking at the state of the nation and economy under this administration, with what is happening in your party, do you think your party can unseat the president come 2027?
Whatever I'm doing it because of the young people. I'm not doing it for myself. I'm self-made in America. I have a company with 5,000 medical doctors working for me. Money is not my problem. I'm only worried that our children's future is dead. These corrupt politicians have eaten up the young people, their children, the grandchildren, the great-grandchildren. They've eaten them now. I want us to focus on training young people, giving them scholarship to go to school for free, and infrastructure, and teaching them about having, infrastructural training, skill acquisition. And after they do that, and if they want to create a company, if they need loan, we help them buy equipment that they need. That's what I'm interested in. That's why I'm fighting. I'm not going to stop fighting. I will continue running to change Nigeria. It's not about myself. I don't need anything. But I want our children to have future, because with our Nigerians go to America, they become top 10% of America.
Are you still willing to run under the People Democratic Party?
I'm willing to run, but I'm also not willing to run. I will look and see how things are going. I'm willing to change. But I'm there now. What is wrong with the People Democratic Party? Instead of selecting the best people with the best ideas, they are just having corrupt people who are coming to share Ghana must go back. That's what happened. So all those people who came on top have nothing in their head. They don't have anything in their head. They don't have any plan for Nigeria. They're just saying, we will make things good. We can make things good. That's it. That's the extent of their talking. As long as it's like that, PDP will lose. They will lose all the states they have in the South and Middle Belt now.
And even at that, you're still willing to run under PDP? Or you have plans of maybe defecting to APC or any other party?
I said I'm in PDP, but I'm open to other options. Because
what other option? What other option are you open to? The APC or the SDP? Or I want to understand.
The other options are there. At the right time, then I will get into more of that. But you have Labour Party, you have SDP, you have APC, and we can create new party. But I'm not doing it for myself. That's what I want you to know. I'm doing it because God gave Nigeria more blessing than other people. We have oil, gas, gold, diamond, silver. All the rare earth materials that's needed in the world is in Nigeria. People are coming and buying aluminum and iron in Nigeria, and they're building Toyota, they're building jet planes, they're building Nissan, and you're buying SUV. It's from what is on your ground. You don't have anybody who can put it together. We're buying tires from everywhere. We have rubber. We have petroleum byproduct. That's what you need to make tires. We can make tires for the whole world. You have lead, you have lithium. That's what it takes to make battery. We have it in Nigeria. You need people to use your brain to make things. If you don't make things, your GDP will be low. Gross domestic product, your naira will be low. They are comparing you to other countries like Japan and America based on what you produce. You have to make and ship things out and sell. That's how your dollar, your naira will have value. That's what I'm fighting for. It's not personally myself. I'm okay. Until I die, I'm okay. But I'm worried about the young people. I give scholarships, more than 300 scholarships every year, from secondary school to university. I give widows money to start selling yams, selling onions, tomato. People, their husband died. I pay school fees for all their children. To my own extent as a doctor, that's what I'm doing. But if I'm president of Nigeria, it will be a national thing, and we will do well, and you will have Oyibo people coming to Nigeria to beg for work. We can do it. God wants us to be a world power, but we are disappointing him. I want us to fight for that.
So what do you think are your chances come the next election? Because I asked, you practically don't base here in Nigeria. We don't even see you participate fully in Nigerian politics, talking about closeness to the people, grassroots and all that. So weighing these options, do you think you have a higher chances of, obtaining that seat or securing that seat?
I'm here sending message. I'm active in Nigeria. If Nigerian people want real change, India was poorer than us when we had independence. Chinese were poorer, but they have more serious, dedicated leaders that want to make a change. That's why China is great today. That's why India is great today. We have the same thing. Leadership from independence to now in Nigeria has been very poor. They have like an F grade. And that's what I'm fighting to change. If they give me the chance, I can change Nigeria to be a world power. We have the people with the brain. Young people in Nigeria can do it. That's what I'm fighting for. It's not personal. It's not a personal thing. If they want me to, I will do it. If they don't, I will continue what I do.
So you mean if the Nigerian people want you, or if your political members want you, or because you believe me that a lot of Nigerians are not even aware that you are running or you have these intentions, because we barely not see you in the local politics or grassroots politics. Let me use that word.
All the TV stations interview me every week, and all the radio stations, I'm in that. But I'm very present in Nigeria. I have more than 10 industries in Nigeria that's giving youth jobs. I employ more than 500, more than 2,000 youths. I have big farm 4 miles wide. I make rice, I make cassava, I make palm trees, coconut trees. I do it. I employ thousands of people with jobs. I have factories, bottling plants. I make the best water in Nigeria. I have piggery. I have over 2,000 pigs. We make fish. I'm doing the best that I can do as an individual. I didn't work as governor stealing any money. This is from my work as a doctor that I'm doing this. So I will continue trying. If I succeed, it will be good. If I don't, I will continue trying to help young people.
So if the APC, should the APC make you an offer, would you accept it?
Yes, I will accept, because it's not me, it's for the young people. I need a chance to change the life of the young people so that our young people will be the best people in the world. We can make planes, we can make all these high technology rockets. We have the people there. Somebody just have to motivate and train them. We need to spend, like, if I'm president, I'll spend 1/3 of the money in training young people in education and skill acquisition. That's what we're not doing. They're busy buying jeeps for elected officials for 1 billion instead of spending it on educating young people. So I will not stop. If I fail many times, I will continue trying.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Nwachukwu, for your time. It's been wonderful having you. We appreciate your time this evening with us. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, viewers, this is where we draw the curtain. Dr. Nwachukwu Anakwenze has been speaking with us from the United States of America, and he was the former PDP presidential aspirant during the last 2023 presidential election. He's been speaking to us about insecurity in Nigeria and, of course, ahead of 2027. This is where we draw the curtain until we'll come your way some other time. I remain Macy Emily to keep watching Kaftan Television and enjoy the rest of your evening.